Gabby,
Yeah?
aren't you forgetting somebody?
Oh, Rocco,
Yeah.
right.
Rocco's hungry. Oh, boy.
There you go, Rocco.
Oh.
Ooh, oatmeal raisin. Boy, that's Elmo's favorite. Oh, Gabby, can Elmo have an oatmeal raisin cookie instead, please?
Oh, gee, Elmo, that was my last one.
Oh, that's okay, Gabby. Elmo will just take this one.
No, wait, Elmo.
What?
Rocco says that he wants the oatmeal raisin cookie.
Rocco? Rocco's a rock, Zoe. Rocco won't know the difference.
Yes, he will.
Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday. I finally got around to making Hecate cake today. But today I wanted to talk about serving deities. And equal give and take. In exchange for the guidance of the deities I work with, I tend to give them things that that resonate with them. So, you know, I usually give flowers or like herbs that they really like. I made Hecate a chocolate cake. I put a cover over it so like there's, you know, no bugs will get into it. I also you should always eat or drink something before you give it to your deities, which I didn't know until, you know, a little bit later on when I started working with Lilith. But so like, you know, now I know. Because there are many cases of like, or like in many stories within their legends of like people being, or other gods and goddesses being poisoned by one another. So like, you know, it's very important to really double check for them, because they also give you protection. And be sure to invest in something that, you know, in a deity that really, that wants to benefit you as well, you know. I briefly spoke about a deity that I worked with who didn't have my best interests at heart. Who was very it is definitely what you call a jealous god. Like, if she didn't like their presence at all. She didn't like the presence of my other deities at all. Like, if they had something, she wanted it, you know. Or there would like be like a back and forth, you know, battlefield. It was like a battlefield in the background that I didn't even realize was going on, because, you know, like I expressed in the other video, I want to see the good in everything and everybody, but it's like that's just not, you know, the case. It's not how it works, you know. It all depends on that person's or that energy story, you know. It depends on like, you know, how they are, their personality, you know. Anything that resonates with that person, it's just that, you know. And I should have believed what I was being told the first time, you know. I shouldn't have brushed it off and said things like, oh no, like, there's no way this person's like that, you know. Maybe they're just trying to paint like some sort of negative image about them, but they were like, no, like, this person is like burning you up in your sleep and you don't even know, like. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, and like, and Hecate was with me through that whole thing. Like, you know, she was like, anytime I moved her, she was like, no, bring me to like, you know, I'm not gonna let you just get hurt, you know. And it was weird because I tried my best, you know, but it got to the point where I was like begging her to let me sleep, to stop burning me up. But like, you know, I ended up contacting her or coming back or crossing paths with her again in the spirit realm with Hecate's protection, of course, after I had cleansed the energy out. She kind of told me like it's not something that she can help, really, and that's just who she is. And she did ask to come back, and I feel that burning sensation in my ear right now. But like, you know, yes, she did ask to come back. But you know, I had listened to the research that I had done the first time, which was if you break her heart once, don't bring them back in, don't let them back in, and that was the test. Don't let that energy back in, because it would have been 10 times worse than what I was going through. And yeah, whatever happens in the spiritual, it's happening in the physical. And it wasn't until I let go of everything, like I cut the cord, cleared the energy, everything, was when I had spoke to Lilith about this energy. She was like, oh yeah, that person's a thief. Like, you were giving offerings and you weren't getting anything back. That's a thief. Like, and it may have hurt this and the other energy, but it's true. And on top of that, I was being hurt and nobody did anything about it. Even Hecate had to tell me, like, you know, the people around you are wrong too for not saying anything, just letting you get hurt. diabolical. Like, there were things being said in the background and everything. I don't even get into what they were saying, because like the shit might get taken down. Yeah, no, it's just no. I guess the message here is to be grateful, show gratitude, and give because you want to, not because you feel like you have to gain something. Because that deity was more of a darker energy, but another dark energy is telling me, oh no, that's a thief right there. She couldn't even admit it herself that she was feeling some sort of way until I started giving to other people. Then that's when there was, oh, I'm sorry, or I want to come back, and it was just a whole thing. And it's like, no, you're not. They had to remind me, like, no, like you're not gonna get a return on this investment, so you need to stop. I gave jewelry, I let her be center stage of everybody, I did what I could and got nothing in return. It sucked because I wanted to work with my ancestors. I was like, okay, let me work with this ancestor. So she even tried to pass it off as like, oh, they're being racist to me. Girl, diabolical. But little do you know, Hecate is also my ancestor. I have Celtic lineage in my roots. Kali as well. I think I mentioned my Filipino lineage. I heard this quote that said, like, there's only one race, and that's the human race. So there's no reason for her to be bitter like that, other than, just simple jealousy. And that's another thing with deity work, you should never feel like you have to watch your back with them. You should never have to, find yourself glancing at the altar. You should never you shouldn't feel, like you're being hovered or watched over, constantly. It should be like a good feeling to where like, oh, I feel protected, or like, it should never be suspicion. And that's the same thing I did. It's like I was like, I don't want to get rid of this energy because it's my family. It's supposed to be a part of my family, but no. Another family member had to tell me, no, that's not. I'm not saying that they're evil either. It's just, seriously, heed the warnings. Because not all of it is like fairy tale La La Land. No. I think that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for your viewership. I appreciate that so much. If you could subscribe and turn on your notifications, that'd be great. I post every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Yeah. But I will see you guys Thursday.